Once there lived a poor woodcutter in a hut in the forest with his two children, the son Hansel and the daughter Gretel. Their mother died and father married another woman. The stepmother was of cruel nature and did not treat the children well. She would often fight with her husband on trifles. One day she said to the woodcutter, "You don't earn enough by selling the wood to feed 4 members. If we get rid of your children, we can have sufficient food." The woodcutter silently heard his wife. She went on saying, "Go and leave the children so deep in the forest that they can never come back." But fortunately, the children overheard their stepmother. Gretel was too nervous and shocked, but her brother pacified her, saying, "Don't worry, we will find our way back." Hansel collected some white pebbles and put them in his pocket. That night, the wife kept on pressurizing her husband to get rid of the children by leaving them in the forest. Next day, the woodcutter took the children with him and went deep into the forest. There he said to them, "Wait for me till I return with wood." Both the children waited for long, but their father did not come back. Evening approached and it began to get dark. The children got frightened. Gretel started weeping. Hansel also felt sad, but he consoled Gretel, saying, "Gretel, don't worry. Stop crying. I am with you. We shall find our way back home." "But how?" asked Gretel, sobbing. "I dropped white pebbles on the way while coming to the forest. I will follow them to go back," said Hansel. Fortunately, it was full moon night. The pebbles could be seen easily. Hansel caught the hand of his sister and followed the pebbles. Soon they reached home. The door was closed, but they entered the house through the window and slept on the bed. In the morning, when their stepmother saw them, she was furious. She scolded the children and locked them in a room. Then she said to her husband, "You are good for nothing. Both the children have come back home." The woodcutter was very happy to see the children back, but kept quiet in front of his wife. She locked them inside a room and kept them without food and water. She gave them dry bread at night. Gretel ate it, but Hansel kept it in his pocket. Next day, the woodcutter again took them to the forest. Hansel dropped the pieces of bread on the way to find his way back home, but the birds ate the breadcrumbs. So when they tried to return, they could not find the pieces of bread, and hence got lost. Gretel began to cry and said, "I feel afraid in the forest. I am hungry and cold." Hansel pacified her, and they sat under a tree. Both, the brother and sister, spent the night in great fear under the tree. Next day, they again began to look for their way home. They were lost in the forest. Wandering about in the forest, they suddenly saw a hut there and went near it. Seeing the hut, Hansel was amazed. "Oh, this hut is made of biscuit and chocolate and ice cream." "Yes, I am hungry. Let us eat," said Gretel. They ate chocolate and ice cream. The door of the hut was opened by an old, ugly woman. Both the children got frightened looking at her. The old woman said, "Do not be afraid. Come in and have something to eat, as both of you must be hungry." Hearing the old woman, both the children became happy and went inside. The old lady was a wicked witch. She used to kill and eat the people who lost their way in the forest. She fed both the children and then said, "Listen, O girl, do all the work of the house, and you, boy, you are lean and thin. First I will make you fat, and then I will eat you." Saying so, she locked Hansel in the cage and engaged Gretel in the chores of the house. From that day, Hansel was pampered by the witch. The witch used to touch the boy's finger to check whether he had grown fat. The children came to know that her eyesight was weak and she couldn't see well. So Gretel gave a thin bone of a cock to her brother. Whenever the witch wanted to see the finger, Hansel showed her that bone. The witch got angry and said, "You eat too much but do not get fat. I cannot tolerate it now." So one day the witch said to Gretel, "Today I will eat your brother. Go and keep the oven ready." Gretel went into the kitchen and got the oven hot. Then the witch asked her again, "Go and see if it is hot enough." Gretel went but came back quickly. She said, "I don't know whether it is hot or not. You go and see for yourself." So the witch went to check the oven. When she was peeping into the oven, Gretel pushed her in the oven. She was burnt alive. Gretel then rushed to her brother and opened the cage. They hugged each other happily. Both lived there for some time and then decided to put the gold coins hidden by the witch in a box and start for home. Luck favored them this time, and soon they found their way back home. They saw their father. He looked sad and was sitting outside the house. They rushed to their father, who hugged his children and said, "I am very happy. Your stepmother has died. Now you will live here happily." Gretel said, "Promise us that you will never leave us in the forest." Father promised and kissed Gretel on her forehead. Hansel showed the box of gold coins to his father and said, "We won't have to suffer any hardship now. We are no longer poor. We will lead a happy life. See these gold coins." The woodcutter was very happy. He hugged both his children. They began to live happily together.